Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my God, I've never been so happy to be here today. And it's been such a long time. Like, what is going on? First of all, I really do think I should apologize just a little bit. I cannot believe how time just flew by. By the way, welcome. We're doing a what are we doing? What month are we in? Come on. It's the first month of the year. We are in January and we're going to do a Capricorn energy of the month. But before that, I like the last few weeks just flew by, okay? And also it was the most chaotic time. And it was full of action on my side. I hope you had an amazing holidays period. Even you guys already know how I feel about holidays. If you don't know, you can go back down the catalog and okay, I'm gonna remove my ring because it's making a lot of noise. Cute, but it's making a lot of noise in the mic. So yeah, I don't want to add any pressure because already I have a lot of content about the holidays not always being what we expect and a lot of holidays blues. So if you feel like you ever need support for that, you can always go back and listen to them and watch them depending on where you're consuming your content. But on my side, just to give you a quick little update, because people tell me they want me to tell more stories. So I'm going to try to do that this year. And it was chaotic. I ended up going home and I spent a crazy amount of time with family, which was amazing. Spent from all the way from like arrived around Thanksgiving, so like end of November for whoever's not really following those timeline. And I ended up spending like 3 4 weeks babysitting my little nephews and nieces. They're absolutely adorable, but they are total they are little monsters, okay, in pocket tiny size, but it's absolutely crazy. And I also want to say special shout out to all the mothers out there, mothers and fathers and aunties and uncles, anyone on raising kids and on that family duty. It's not easy, okay? Like it's not easy. I literally spent 3 weeks just babysitting 18 months old, 2 years and a half, 4 years old, and getting by on 2 hours of sleep a night. It's insane. I don't know how parents do it, but like seriously, I'm sending you so much love. And after that, I ended up going on a trip with my mother, which kind of inspired today's episode because my mother is a double Capricorn. Special shout out to my mom, who, let's be honest, we won't dive into that today. So I know I'm a little bit late with the Capricorn energy content, but better late than never, right? As they say. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do any outline for today. I'm all over the place. Okay, we're gonna let all over the place Steph just run the show today. What a better way to introduce some Capricorn energy? Because okay, but for my defense, Capricorn is it's simple. It's simple. It's nothing complicated here. It is absolutely simple, and it's straightforward to the point. And for example, with my mother, who is a double Capricorn, things just there are rules, there are patterns, structure. You do this, that's it. It's nothing. Let's not overcomplicate things. And this is what I want us to take in for the rest of the month or whenever, even if you listen to this like 5 years from now, it's still relate. It's still the same energies that we go through. And by the way, even if you're not a Capricorn, like this video affects these type of energies affect all of us. So in Capricorn season, it's actually an amazing period of the year. Now, I know in Kabbalah they do say it's actually because of a lot of reasons, it is a negative time of the month. But we're not going to enter into that today. I want to keep today's energy video very, very simple. I want us to focus on the positivity of the month. There is a lot of good energy that are there to support you. It's the perfect time of the year to start planting seed towards I'm not talking about planting seeds as in I'm thinking about it or let me journal. No, no, I mean action. We've already done the journaling before. We've already done the contemplating it before back in Virgo season. We've already done all these things. We've already done the transformation. Hello, go listen to the Scorpio energy of the month, right? Now in Capricorn, Capricorn is all about action. Capricorn is that I like to see what Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Okay. So Capricorn is all about, have you done your homework? It's it's that it's that teacher's vibe, that like think about Mr. Miyagi, it's hard, it's tough, but it's there for your own benefit, right? So Capricorn is not really an emotional sign. You will often hear people talk about, oh my goodness, Capricorn are so cold. And but we have to understand that every month, every cycle has their own energy, their own season. We're not here to judge. I always like to say there is no perfect sign. There is no sign that only has flaws. Everything is a bit of everything. It's like every sign is a bit of is positives and a lot of like negative sides. Like things that we need to pay attention to. Now, have I started with the positivity of Capricorn? Like this month, this energy is very supportive for us to focus on long term goals. I'm calling all of you out, my ladies, my gentlemen, anyone who has a business that they want to work on, long term project. It could also be personal goals, like, maybe some health goals that you have, or but especially I want to put the focus on business because I know a lot of us are working on our businesses. Entrepreneurship is booming, and then you have all of this. So I want to say that this is the perfect energy for you to really focus and plant your roots, but not just as in, oh, I wish and daydreaming. No, it's actually with action. You planting seed with action. Now this is for the positivity of Capricorn, right? It's the perfect container for structure work. If you take your things seriously, honestly, you'll be amazed how, where you will be once we start getting in around spring season where it's flourishing time and it's time to reap the rewards. It's actually beautiful, but life is pretty much following nature's cycle. Wait. Let me say that again. Nature is pretty much our guide. It's our teacher. So whenever you don't know what to do, just stop, pause, and take a look at what nature's doing. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of us are still living in winter, so it's a little bit hard. It might be a little bit hard because it's dark outside, it's gloomy. Trust me, I know. I just spent 4 weeks, in Canada. Shout out to my Canadians, anyone in Montreal listening to that. Shout out, and I'm sending you so much love and so much sun, so much good energy. But it's an amazing time. It's still an amazing time, right? Because there is no distraction. It's a time where you can just shut the doors and focus on your long term goals. Now, I also want to say a little bit of a cautious thing. I want to talk about the shadow side of Capricorn a little bit. Now, with Capricorn, we had to be careful that we're not following into I'm thinking about my mom here. Thank goodness she doesn't listen to my podcast. Mom, I love you if you do. But we have to be careful that we don't slip into this control and then just become a control freak, right? Like I said, I know too many Capricorns that is just the default mode for them, like this control and not ready to let go of things. It's amazing. We have to do our job and put effort, show up every day and work hard for our goals. But at the same time, we have to remember that we need to surrender to the highest power. We need to, whatever you call it, universe, God, creator, the light. Honestly, it's all the same thing. But we need to be able to surrender. Again, if you're having a hard time doing that, take a look. Let's steal a page from our good friend nature, right? It's I don't know what the trees are doing all day, but they are the master of surrendering to me. They just let go and go with the flow, and somehow things always work out, right? So we forget that our ego, our human ego, gets in the way, and then we think that we have to make things work. We're not doing anything. The universe is, things are flowing in the direction whether we want it or not. This kind of also reminds me of AI, how some people absolutely hate it, but whether you hate it or not, the train has already left and it's here to stay, right? The same way I imagine that some people might have not liked the internet when it started back then, or anything new that's disruptive. But this also reminds me there is a flow of life, and life gets easier if we just jump into the river and we let the flow and the wave just carry us instead of constantly fighting so much. Anyways, before I digress, back to Capricorn energy, it's just a reminder that we have to be careful that we're not creating unnecessary friction in our lives, right? And then believe that yes, we do have to make our effort, make our do our part, but at the end of the day, there is a higher power, there is a flow of the universe, there is a grand energy at work that we need to surrender and trust that things are going to work out. I'm saying that because it's very easy to fall into control freak, especially with Capricorn energy, so we need to be careful with that. And another thing I want to say is with Capricorn energy, because again, every energy, every sign, every time period of the year has amazing, supportive energies. And then there is the the part that we have to be careful about, the not so great energies, right? And another thing, I mentioned the control freak, aspect of Capricorn, but then there is also this victimhood. Mm. If you know any Capricorn, or you're a Capricorn yourself, or even if you're not a Capricorn, we're all affected under Capricorn energy right now. So if you find yourself falling into victim mode right now, and then you don't really recognize yourself, well, it's, we're all being affected by those energies, but we're not helpless, right? The goal of me making that type of content is to bring consciousness, because once you have consciousness, you can elevate above whatever is holding you back, right? So let's be careful about that. If you're feeling like if you're feeling like people are not there for you, you're always the one doing everything, or da 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 da, fill in the blank. Just let's slow down, let's stop. And again, this is also where the surrendering and then anchoring into something outside of yourself, because your ego in your mind, the second you give it, you let those toxic, thoughts enter your brain, it's like poison. It will poison everything. So we need to make sure, like, we need to keep a tab on that, and then make sure that we're not letting those weeds just ruin the garden. So if you're feeling that victimhood, just try to step back, gain more perspective, know that you are not alone. You are never alone. None of us are alone. I'll give you a quick example. Last year I was in a little bit like of a few dark patches, right? And then it's easy. Like I also slept. I slipped, not slept. I slipped into the whole like victimhood, right? And like no one cares, you know how it goes. And it's actually funny because a few months later, all the people that I was thinking, oh my god, these people don't care, blah 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 blah. We all know how it goes. We don't need to go down, revisit that path. It's actually funny, like all of these people started reaching out to me one by one, like months later, of course, but that's not the point. The point is, and then they were all asking, "Oh my god, I was thinking about you then and then. I was thinking about you. I haven't seen you. I've been missing you. How's everything?" And it was just like such a reminder that your mind is doing that to you. It's not you. It's we're gonna talk about that. I have so many episodes coming out about that. There's different energies inside of us that are, we call it the ego, we call it like various things, those negative thinking that are always kind of there to sabotage you. So we have to be aware of that and constantly fight against them. That's why we have tools. And it was really nice, it was so amazing to see, like, oh my god, this person's thinking about me. So it shows you how consciousness is everything. If we're not keeping like a tight ship, it's very easy for us to think the worst of the worst all the time, when often it's not the case, right? You have so many evidences into your life showing you that you're not alone, people are there for you, but it's easy for us to slip into that no one cares and victim mindset. So we need to keep a close tab on that. Things that you could do to help you with that is have a practice, like a self-care practice. I'm not talking about like Instagram self-care, and I know we're all tired of that word self-care, but self-care is It's not a trend. It's there. It's always been there, and it's here. It's not going anywhere. So if you find yourself triggered by that word, perhaps you need to adapt it in other ways. If you're doing, I don't know, maybe you're doing too many bubble baths, or maybe you're not doing enough bubble bath. And so it's all, this is the beauty of life. We all different. We all need different things. It's like the same frameworks, but we all need different things. So it's your job as the captain of your own ship to know which way to steer the boat. Oh my goodness, what's going on today? I promise I'm not trying to be like poetic, but it's just anyhow. So I also drew a card. I also drew a card for the month. Actually, the card just popped out. It seems like the message wanted to come out, and the message that we have today is the Empress. The Empress. Ironic, the Empress is actually ruled by Venus, the planet Venus, which is the planet of self love. I'm telling you, I can't make up none of these things. It's just still blows my mind. Venus is a planet of love, self love, uh, just the self, taking control of yourself, showing, like attention, taking good care of you. And it's the planet of many other things, but I actually do have another specific dedicated um episode on Venus coming out. I'm recording it right after that one or sometime soon. So check that out if you're curious. But to keep things, before I start digressing, okay? This is the card that came out. Such a beautiful card. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it, and you can also see my crazy orange outfit. I feel like a sunflower today. And lo and behold, the card is also like the same color themes, the Empress ruled by Venus, light, love, self love. It's just that card that just brings alive. Wait, what's the word I'm looking for? No, not that one. It's the card that makes you feel alive. It's when you finally start falling in love with life, and this is what this card is asking us to do this month. And it's crazy because this is in such contradiction with the typical Capricorn energy, right? Which is very serious, grounded, not really all about emotions. It's all about like, what are we doing? Where's what needs to be done? Let's get the job done. Let's roll our sleeves up. Let's get to work. But also the fact that the Empress card, I'm getting goosebumps. The Empress card came out really showed us that we need not forget that while we're doing the work, we also need to take care of ourselves in the meantime while we're doing it. And I think that was a beautiful message, and everything is connected. We're all connected in this beautiful life. And oh my goodness, I'm so excited for 2026. It's not even funny. Even if you're watching this in like 2045. Oh my God, this sounds so scary. This will still be relevant because the energies never change. They're timeless and they will always be. And gosh, I'm excited about 2026, and I'm wishing you so many good stuff, good energies. 2026 is the year. It's the year where you cannot operate on autopilot. It's the time, the year where you need to take control. Again, not in a control freak way, but take control of your life as in what's the word I'm looking for? Please help me, guys. What's the word? Take control as in, no more helplessness, no more poor me, but really you stepping in and you're like, I'm doing life. Let's go. Let's do this thing called life, this simulation that we all signed up for, whether we believe it or not. Oh my goodness, I have so many amazing content coming up. I don't want to make this episode today too long. I also want to say that don't forget that you can get a birth chart reading with me. All the links are down below. And listen, I think it's a crime. People not knowing their birth chart is a crime against humanity, and it's a crime against yourself. Like, all right, Steph, let's just like let's just calm down a little bit. But I'm not even kidding. Like, it's there. The information is there. You need to understand yourself so you can do life. So you can just step into this. Like, we are given the tools, right? It's kind of like in court. You can't go in court and be like, and start doing a lot of things and be like, oh, I'm sorry, judge. I didn't know. I didn't know. I just came from another planet and I had no idea that it was illegal to kill people here. Like, it doesn't work like that, right? Not knowing doesn't abstain you from judgment. Oh my goodness. Why are the words so weird out of my mouth this month? Anyways, my point is the information is there to support you. And my love, I love to encourage you to take advantage of that, right? Whenever you feel called, if it's not, even if it's not me, if it's another astrologer, like just do it. It's absolutely worth it. And I, of course, I'm going to be talking about many more services and different. I've been like studying so hard this past year and beyond because that's just my nature. And I'm really excited that everything is coming up together and just like opening up and offering you so many things to help you in your journey. On that note, I think that's enough blabbering for me today. I oh gosh, I need an outline next time. And I'm wishing you so much love. And listen, even if you didn't listen to that one in Capricorn, even if it's way past Capricorn season, it doesn't matter. Whenever you listen to this, it's because your soul wanted you to hear this at the second. There is no coincidence in life. Everything is perfect at exactly the time they're supposed to be. On that note, I will see you in the next one, my love, and keep shining bright like a diamond. And take care of yourself. See you later. Bye.